Good evening, everyone. I'm delighted and grateful that SPICMACE has invited me to speak on the occasion of Anubhav 2020 being celebrated across India. I have been here in Denmark as India's ambassador since September 2017 and would like to give you a brief account of the various initiatives and programs that the embassy has organized to promote Indian culture here. Before that, I would like to let you know that I have been closely associated with SPICMACE during my earlier tenure as the Deputy Director General of ICCR from 2008 to 2010, when I had the privilege of attending many of your cultural programs. To begin with, the cultural footprint of India in Denmark has been rather low for various historical reasons. So the objective of the embassy has been to introduce the Danish people to Indian culture by organizing varied Indian cultural activities. These have ranged from the usual classical Indian music and dance programs to also vegetarian food festivals, to film festivals, including some regional film festivals, and increasing awareness of yoga, which is already extremely popular. So let me begin by telling you that India has been an active participant in the Copenhagen World Music Festival, and we have been sending Bharatnatyam troops on a regular basis. Shortly after I came, we had organized a very interesting folk dance program, which was very well received. And last year, we had the famous Kuchipudi performance by Yamini and Bhavna Reddy. This provoked a lot of interest across Denmark. Our other set of activities has been to organize film festivals. There was a Marathi Film Festival which was organized last year in March, which drew an interesting audience not only from Denmark but also from across Scandinavia. We've also tried to, in a sublime manner, let the Danish people know about the major threat that terrorism poses to India by organizing screening of films like Uri, The Surgical Strikes, and Hotel Mumbai. In fact, we had tied up with one of the regional film distributors, Nordisk Films, to organize a screening of Hotel Mumbai across Denmark and other countries in Scandinavia. I'm glad to let you know that almost 50,000 people saw the film in Scandinavia, and actually they were able to put across the message to their friends and family about the grave threat that India faces from terrorism from across the border. So we've also tried to encourage tourism between India and Denmark. Kerala and Goa are two very popular tourist destinations for the Danish people, with almost 1/3 of Danes visiting Kerala. So in the last couple of years, we've organized road shows by the Kerala and Goa tourism departments over here, and this has encouraged more Danes to travel. Danes are also looking at traveling to Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir. We have also organized a number of food festivals. In fact, one of the very popular activities has been a vegetarian food festival where Indian families made their own local delicacies, and these were put up in small stalls. And over 10,000 Danes came for this vegetarian food festival. Similar food festivals have been organized not only in Copenhagen but also in other cities with great success. I'm happy to inform you that the Danish artists have. I'm happy to let you know that Danish artists also took part in Honorable Prime Minister's initiative for artists from around the world to sing the Gandhiji's bhajan Vaishnav Janto. So the embassy had selected a Danish pop singer who sings Punjabi pop. Her name was Anita Lershe, and she did a wonderful rendition of Vaishnav Janto with the backdrop of tourist attractions in Copenhagen. This was very well received. Similarly, there was an initiative where practitioners of Ayurveda and doctors from across the world were invited for the Kumbh Mela, and here again we were able to send one of the eminent Ayurvedic practitioners in Denmark, Charlotte Beck. Now, to ensure that the cultural activities have a proper platform, the Danish Cultural Institute has decided to open up the second such office in Asia, and we were able to obtain approvals for the Danish Cultural Institute to inaugurate its office in New Delhi last year. So this provides a good uh, framework for us to strengthen cultural cooperation. And this year happens to be the 400th anniversary of Denmark opening a trading post at Trankebar in Tamil Nadu. So the Danish Cultural Institute is organizing a number of activities to encourage awareness about the cultural contacts and interaction between India and Denmark. One of the activities where the embassy has been deeply involved over the last year has been celebration of the 150th anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji is already an iconic and well-known personality in Denmark, but what we have done is to try and further embellish his teachings and philosophy. We have organized events such as a cycling event in the name of peace, vegetarian food festivals, as I mentioned before, seminars to discuss Gandhiji's philosophy, and we have also commissioned a painting on Gandhiji in the third largest city in Denmark, Aalborg. Aalborg, incidentally, has recently established a sister city relationship with Tumkur in Karnataka. One of our most successful outcomes has been outreach to high schools and universities, not only in Copenhagen but in other cities of Denmark. So what myself and my other colleagues in the embassy have done is organized a series of presentations and talks at high schools. We've done about 20 such outreach activities, and I'm glad to tell you that there was a tremendous response at each venue with between 100 to 200 high school students or university students who were either studying Indian culture or Indian history who came for these talks. They were most interested in knowing about Gandhiji. They were fascinated and touched to know that Gandhiji had written to Adolf Hitler twice to request him to stop World War II. They were deeply moved by Gandhiji's commitment to non-violence and ahimsa. What impressed them a lot was Gandhiji's advocacy of frugal living, simple living and high thinking, because in Denmark and in Scandinavia, the mantra or the most popular themes are sustainable development and climate change. So we were able to really get the young people in Denmark interested in Gandhiji. We also spoke about India's rise as a major economic entity, which people have still not adequately realized across the world. In recent months, we've also explained to them the framing of the Indian Constitution and how it was the most liberal document of its time. I must say that for me as ambassador, this has been one of the most satisfying experiences of having served here, of being able to reach out to the high school students, and many of them are actually part of exchange programs to India, and many other schools who want to start an exchange program. So in this way, we have tried to encourage cultural cooperation and interest. And let me conclude by saying that yoga is immensely popular in Denmark, and it is becoming increasingly popular. About 25 to 30% of women in Denmark do yoga. The men are a little more interested in soccer, but many of them are also starting to do yoga. And we have, for the last few years, organized the International Day of Yoga with increasing enthusiasm. This year, because of the pandemic, we've had to restrict the numbers, but we are choosing an online method where we expect the number of viewers and participants to increase manyfold. So the pandemic does offer us an opportunity to reach out to many more people than we could do through the normally restricted physical sense. And I'm grateful that Spic Mackey has given me this opportunity today to interact with a large number of people in India and across the world. Thank you.